Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I was doing some thinking the last couple weeks, and I got an interesting question I want to pose to the community. I have a birthday coming up next month on the 23rd of March, and I will be 60 years old. And it started me thinking, when did I first started building models? And I pretty much can nail it down to 1974. I actually grew up in a house that is a block and a half away from me where I live right now. And I can remember on my 10th birthday, my parents gave me a birthday party, and I invited, a bunch of my friends from school. I live in a very small town, and back then, used to ride our bicycles to school because it was only like a half mile away. Leave it outside the school. We never chain it up or nothing, and ride back home in the afternoon. But I recall this birthday for some reason. I think it's because of the models that I got. I got 3 of the same ones. And I pulled a picture up here online to show you, see if I can, I've got my camera turned around, but I got 3 of those MPC fire truck show rod kits for that birthday. And, of course, I can remember building them up and probably used a whole tube of glue on just the engine alone. But I obviously don't have those kits anymore. But, like most people, you start model building when you're young. You kind of get out of it in your teenage years. Then you get out of it when you get married and all that stuff, start chasing girls. But I never really done that. I can remember buying models and building models even when I was in the Army back in the early 80s. As a matter of fact, I bought and built a 1/12 scale Dodge Charger, the one, I think it was brown on the kit and had a funky looking hood on it. I actually built that in the barracks in my room, and I wound up trading that model kit for, I think, a canteen and a canteen cup that I had lost that I needed to turn back in so I could get my honorable discharge back in '85. And one of the sergeants in the platoon, the company, he came in my room one day and done an inspection, and he was like, "Man, I like that model." He says, "What do you want for it?" And I told him what I needed so I could, PCS out of Fort Campbell. And he was like, "I'll be back in 15 minutes. And he brought me the canteen and the canteen cup, and I gave him the model. So, they've always been a part of my life, I guess, is what I'm saying. And when I got out of the service, I was into building semi-truck models. I had, oh God, I had the whole gamut of semis, dump trucks, you name it. I had trailers and everything. And I got married to my first wife, and we bought a house. I had these model kits, all these trucks up on a shelf, and she called me one night at work and said, "I hate to tell you this, but the cat jumped up on the shelf and knocked down your shelf, and all your models are in a million pieces." She thought it was funny, but my head exploded. But whatever. Had a couple kids with her. That marriage ended. I was building NASCAR models back then when that all fell through. Got remarried. been married to Crystal now for, 20 years. So, and I've been a heavy builder now for the last, well, ever since I met her, because she embraces the hobby with me. She encourages me, you know, and she just lets me do my thing. We're really a great pair. But probably I would say the last 17, 18 years, my main focus has been on the emergency vehicles. So, you know, I've went through years where I've done NASCAR. That's all I built. I used to love watching NASCAR. And when Dale Earnhardt died, it kind of shot that in the foot for me. I kind of lost interest in it. I've built, you know, the hot rods, the street cars, the 70s Chevelles. I've done all that. And, you know, I don't, my main focus now is on emergency vehicles. It's a niche, you know, and not a lot of people build them. I think that's part of the appeal to me, but you know, I have been building models now for 50 years, and wow, that's a long time. So I guess my question to you guys is, do you remember when you first started building? Do you remember your first kit, your first kits? And what kind of life cycle have you been through in the model building world? You know, has it always been a part of you? Has it been here and there? Did it come and go? You know, and what is your attraction? I mean, I just love fiddling with these guys and creating things. I like to create my models, you know, like on these scale emergency lights that I make. It literally took me 10 years to figure out how to do this. You know, it took me a long time to source out the glass dome for it, what to make the base out of, how to do the internals. And that was a quest. I mean, I was on a vision quest for that for a long time. And the guys I worked with, you know, at night, they were like, what are you doing trying to cut and grind a light bulb, you know? And they just didn't have no comprehension of what I was trying to do. And the whole thing with it was I was trying to make one that had a clear dome on top of it, because you couldn't find those in a kit anywhere. And it took me 10 years to figure out how to do that. And I've been making them ever since. But that's just me, guys. And like I said, I'll be 60 next month. And that in itself, I guess, is a milestone for me. But yeah, I have been building models since 1974. So, you know, I don't know if I got another 50 years in me, but let's hope I get maybe another 15, I guess. I hope. I'd like to get another 20, but look, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. And I thank you to all my subscribers. This YouTube thing is really a neat thing, because I love showing my work, my models, and I got a couple friends close by that, you know, come over. We share ideals and stuff. But I've got subscribers in Australia, you know, all over the world, Germany, and it's like a real close-knit community that is spread across the world, and I really appreciate it. But let me hear what you guys have to say on this subject, and just make a quick little video. How long have you been doing this? You know, where do you plan to go with it? And I'll see you all in the next video.